Good afternoon, Gaels sports fans, and welcome back to the Athletics and Recreation Center for this week's installment of Know a Gael. I'm here with Queen's women's volleyball middle Emilie Normand, and Emily's a third-year biology student from Ottawa, Ontario, and played her club volleyball with the Ottawa Fusion. Now, Emilie, it's been a few years since you applied to universities, but what was it about Queen's and the program here that made you want to come to Kingston?
I think first and foremost, academically, it has a very good reputation. That was really important to me, that I'm choosing academics first. And then every time I would watch the Gaels play, it was always such a good experience, and I loved the vibe on the court. And Jolie is just a great coach. She's so easy to talk to, and she has a very, very good reputation with volleyball. So it was kind of a no-brainer.
So now that you've played a couple years in the OUA, can you sort of articulate to our fans what the biggest difference is between playing club volleyball or high school volleyball and what it's like playing in the OUA?
Well, when I first came, the biggest difference was that you're practicing every day as opposed to 2 or 3 times a week, and games every weekend rather than every other weekend. So it's a bigger commitment, a huge commitment. And then even just playing wise, you're playing with girls that are 3 or 4 years older than you, when you first come in. So you're kind of wow, they're so much stronger, they're so much faster. So it kind of makes you have to catch up in a hurry, and you feel motivated to get to that level too. So now that I'm older now, I feel a lot more comfortable with it, and not as worried about it.
So volleyball seems to have a pretty large sense of camaraderie, more so than other sports. And after every point, it seems like the players come together and sort of talk to each other and give each other, a sense of feedback and reassurance. Do those discussions really ever venture away from volleyball? It sort of seems like they kind of come together and we don't really know what happens as spectators.
We try to focus still on the game. If anything, it's more of just a support thing. So let's say you mess up, it's nice to come in and have your teammates reassuring you that they believe in you for the next point, and that's not a big deal. And there are other times where you'll make a really stupid mistake. You'll just all come in and kind of laugh about it and then relax and move on to the next point. So if anything, we really try to focus on the game because we don't want to be distracted. But other than that, it's just a support system pretty much.
So there seems to be a lot of personality on the Queen's women's volleyball team. And, with this being the social media age, is there somebody or a couple people on the team that we absolutely must follow on Twitter?
Well, independent of Twitter, there's so many hilarious girls on the team who don't use Twitter. But if anyone, I would probably say Shannon Neville. She does some pretty funny stuff, so it'd be cool to check her out.
And secondly, is there a hashtag or sort of an encompassing phrase that, if people in the Kingston or Queens community wanted to stay connected with the women's volleyball team, is there anything that sort of, catches your eye or sort of encompasses the team in one phrase?
Well, there is the phrase high fives. The girls will obviously all understand it, so it's kind of funny for us, and it brings us all together because we're all there for it. It'd be kind of cool to see that if other people would join in.
And lastly, Emilie, we've reached the midway point of the season, and now you guys, after the New Year's break and after your trip down south, you sort of have to get focused now on the second half of the season. Is there something in particular that you guys need to focus on in order to, make a playoff run and try to ensure a spot in the OUA Final Four?
I think we just need to not underestimate any team and really focus on, at the beginning, the word potential could be thrown out for us, but it's not potential anymore. We're there and we have to perform it now, and there's no second chances. So I think as long as we're concentrated on every single game, one at a time, not looking to the next game, look and focus on what we're doing at that time, because every single point counts and every game counts. So we just got to keep focused on that.
Thanks, Emilie.
Thank you.
So for Emilie Normand for the Queen's women's volleyball team, I am Kyle Compeau for GoGaelsGo.com. Please join us this weekend, the Queen's women's volleyball team in action Saturday and Sunday. Saturday against the Waterloo Warriors and Sunday against the Guelph Griffins. And stay connected with the team on Twitter, tweeting @QueensGaels, #QWVB, #High Fives.